Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and CosmicPotatoNetwork.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big one.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G, episode 276. I'm Troy.
Troy is literally one of a kind. He's a goblin or a hobbit or a kobold, which is a type of gremlin.
I'm AJ.
AJ, what kind of name is AJ? Oh, you race cars?
Okay. So, to start off, I got something that combines a list, something that is part of This Week in Geek, and something that's kind of an opening segment, all in one.
Oh, snap. Prepare yourself.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
I have, yeah.
What do you know about it?
In all honesty, not like a super, lot of it. It's weird, at least some of the shows and other programs that I've been watching, lately have brought this up.
Really?
Yeah.
Or you think they have.
Oh!
See?
Yeah. Do you have, a perfect definition for it?
Well, basically, here's what they say in this article here. Well, I guess I should set it up. I have 40 examples of the Mandela effect, and I'm going to test you on some of them.
Yeah, we're not going through all of them.
No. So number one, they say, let's start with the reason we're all here, Nelson Mandela, who this theory is named after, died in 2013. However, countless people distinctly remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. But his death isn't the only example of a Mandela effect. We have been wrong about so many dates, details, and more. So basically, it's stuff that we all take as fact,
right,
that we all believe is fact, but it's actually not true.
Quite a few different quotes.
Darth Vader.
Right? Yeah. Even E.T. or Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
One in particular, I know in Jaws, I swear I remember him saying, we're going to need a bigger boat. But it's actually, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Yep.
Like, dude, you need one kind of a deal. And also, E.T. doesn't say E.T. phone home. E.T., right? Do you know what he says?
Does he just say phone home?
No, he says E.T. home phone.
Oh.
And then the little kids say phone home, or and then they say that, and that's what, kind of stuck with you.
Oh. See,
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Darth Vader, he never says, Luke, I am your father.
Mm-hmm.
He never says Luke.
Yeah.
He says, no, I am your father.
Lucas could have just revised that, changed it a couple,
Yeah.
So he might have said it initially.
Okay. So we'll run through some of these. Let's see. Let's do this one. With, I'm sure you've seen Looney Tunes.
Yes.
The opening title, is it Looney Tunes, Toons, or Looney Tunes, Tunes?
Too.
It is Tunes.
No way, really?
Yes.
What?
Yep.
Wow. Oh, man.
Says it makes almost zero sense, but yes, the cartoon was spelled as Tunes, Tunes.
Huh.
Yep.
Dang. All right.
Okay. You remember a series of children's books that had a family of bears?
The Berenstein Bears? Am I saying that wrong? Yeah, probably.
It's not Berenstein.
Really?
Nope. It's Berenstein.
Berenstain?
Mm-hmm. Berenstain.
Berenstein Bears.
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain. That just doesn't roll off the tongue.
I know, isn't it weird?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's Berenstein. All right. Curious George. Does he have a tail or not?
He does not.
He does not. That's correct.
Because isn't he a chimp?
Yeah.
He's not a monkey.
Yeah.
Because they typically have tails, but he's a chimp. Yeah.
You remember the HBO series about the 4 older women? They're constantly trying to get laid.
Sex in the City? Or are you talking Golden Girls?
No, you said it right.
Okay.
It's Sex and the City.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's Sex in the City.
Oh, gotcha. Sex in the City.
But it's Sex and the City. Okay. How do you spell...
yeah, go for it.
Febreze. I'm sure you've seen it countless times on the bottles. How do you spell it?
It's not Febreze, it's like F-E... Febreze or something like that, right? Febrezz? I don't know.
You're actually close. Closer than I thought you'd get. It's Febreze.
Febreze.
It's not Febreeze.
Okay,
that would make sense with breeze.
Yeah.
There's only one E.
Huh.
So it's like Febreze or something. Febreze.
Target, I buy my Febreze at Target, so I feel fancy.
Okay. Famous Bologna brand, Oscar Meyer.
Bologna?
Is it M-E-Y-E-R or M-A-Y-E-R?
Oscar Mayer. It's probably going to be A, even though I would think there would be E.
It is. It's A.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer?
Yep. And I see this brand probably every day, and I still thought it was E.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's A. Okay. Famous shoe brand, Skechers. Is there a T in Skechers?
I'm going to go with no, but I swear there is.
There's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope. You think there would be
Sketch.
Because sketch.
Right.
Yeah.
TCH, yeah.
Okay. On the box of Fruit Loops, okay, is it spelled Fruitloops or Frootlloops?
Is it OO?
It is.
Okay.
It is OO.
Yeah. Man, there's a ton of these.
Okay. The little Monopoly man.
Yeah.
Mr. Moneybags. Does he have a monocle or not?
I want to say in the beginning he did, but I can't picture him with a monocle. I can picture Mr. Peanut with a monocle.
It's funny, they actually say that.
Really?
Yeah. No, he's never had a monocle.
Never had a monocle? Really? Not even in the original?
Nope.
Huh. Okay.
Here we go. Here's a good one. Pikachu. Pikachu's tail.
Yeah.
Is it the end of it black or not?
I swear it is. Isn't it black at the end?
Nope.
No? I know it's zigzag. It looks like a lightning bolt.
Nope. It's yellow. It's completely yellow.
Is Raichu? Is that
It might be Raichu that does.
Okay.
But Pikachu does not. It's completely yellow.
What?
I know.
Oh,
I know. Oh, here we go. We've had several of these over the past couple of weeks. Kit Kat.
Yeah.
On the package, is there a hyphen between Kit and Kat?
Yes.
No.
What?
There's not.
Kit Kat.
There's no hyphen.
We've had quite a few of them.
I know.
Birthday cake one, the mint ones. Yeah.
I know. Okay, let me find another one.
Kat.
Okay.
This is really screwing with my head.
I know. It did mine too when I was going through it. Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Is the box spelled Cheez-Its with a Z?
ITS?
I-T-Z?
Okay.
Or Cheez-It, I-T?
Cheez-It. A box of Cheez-It? Cheez-Its. Cheez... Just an IT?
Just IT.
Okay.
Yep. No Z. Okay, here's another food-related one. On the double stuff Oreo package, is it double stuff S-T-U-F-F or S-T-U-F?
Double stuff. I want to say there's 2 Fs.
Nope.
No?
There's
What?
1 F.
Oh, my hell.
S-T-U-F.
Wow.
Okay.
I hope I'm not the only one thinking this, people.
Okay, here's one right up our alley.
Okay.
C-3PO on Star Wars.
Yes.
Does he have a silver leg or not?
A silver leg.
Mm-hmm. Particularly his right leg. Is it silver?
I thought
or not?
Isn't he just completely covered in gold?
Nope.
It's silver?
It's silver.
What?
It's always been silver. Huh. And I can confirm this because I just watched it the other day.
Right.
With the GF.
Did you think that he was completely gold as well, or?
I did for a long time.
Right.
It was been like within the last, I'd probably say 10 years that I noticed he had a silver leg.
Even like in some of the little action figures. I don't know if you have one of his.
I'm sure I do somewhere.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's completely just like gold, right?
It might be.
Yeah, I don't think they'd throw in the silver leg.
But yeah, in the movie, he has a silver leg.
Which makes sense because Anakin, he's like using scraps. It's not like he has all the parts for it that he can go all out.
Yeah, and
he didn't win that many pod racing races. They can bling out C-3PO.
Anakin actually never put cover on him.
Oh, that's true.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was probably Luke's family that did it.
You think so?
It was probably Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Well, why would they put like gold then? You'd think they'd pick colors that he'd blend into the desert a little bit more.
I don't know. Gold, sand. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, either way, he has a silver leg. Okay, here we go. We'll just do a few more of these. The Flintstones. Is it Flynn Stones or Flint Stones?
Flintstone. Meet the Flintstones. Flint. It's got to be Flint.
It's Flint.
Okay.
Yep.
They're a modern Jewish family.
Okay. Speaking of quotes, what is Forrest Gump's famous line?
Life is like a box of chocolates?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
No, that is
the actual line is life was like a box of chocolates.
Life was like a box of chocolates.
Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. It says with his southern accent that he had, and he said it so quick that it sounds like is.
Yeah.
But he says was.
Wait, okay, so the whole quote is like, you never know what you're going to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
But was.
Yeah, Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
But wouldn't you think like that would be like
get.
Present tense? Like
well,
you never know
Forrest Gump
get.
is dumb.
Yeah, But you know what I mean, though, right?
But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Otherwise, past tense, I guess you never know what you're gonna get out of life until it's like all gone. But like you think it would be in the moment. You're like, oh man, I'm picking and choosing my decisions that affect my life. I don't know.
Okay.
You Forrest Gump.
This one. In Snow White, what is the Queen's famous line when she's talking to the mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Nope.
Who's the fairest of them all?
Nope.
Yeah, wow.
It's magic mirror on the wall.
Magic mirror on the wall.
She never says mirror, mirror.
She says magic mirror?
She says magic mirror. Yep.
Oh my heck.
I know.
Wow.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
Mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Wow, that's bizarre. I don't know what to think anymore.
Let's see. Or some others here. Trying to find kind of
more geeky ones.
Yeah, geek centric ones here.
Yeah.
Okay, that was pretty much it. The rest are, yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mind
Isn't that crazy?
blown. That is way crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find this if you want to look through the rest of the list. Just go to goodhousekeeping.com. Oddly enough, it's where I found this. and just search Mandela effect. I know, weird.
Yeah. Did you just randomly click on this link?
I did. I just randomly found it.
And you're like, oh, yeah. All right.
Yep.
Suggested. I like this.
Yeah, if you have any other examples of Mandela effect that we didn't mention, drop us a comment on Facebook.
Yes. So, without further ado, should we get into This Week in Geek?
This weekend.
Geek.
Let's do that.
Marvel reportedly is going to reboot The Punisher, but they're going to stick with Jon Bernthal.
Good.
They want that consistency. They want to reboot it and give it another opportunity at it. They didn't say whether they're going to be bringing in the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, or am I saying that wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's his name?
What is his actual name?
Is it Dare the Devil?
Right. They never said whether Daredevil is going to be in this adaptation, but he is for sure. It has been confirmed.
Good.
I really like this. Really like this choice. I can't, in all honesty, picture anybody else as the Punisher. And I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few people that could do a good job with it. I just hope that they kind of steer clear of his military background.
Yeah, let's steer clear of the origin, I think.
And also steer clear of having a sidekick that you're in a bunker with, and that guy hasn't seen his family because he's pretending to be dead. Man, but those first couple of episodes, how they started it off, where he is just working, he's kind of a nomad, working job to job, running around all over the place. That was pretty cool, because he's trying to stay under the radar. And even that fight scene where he's just beating the crap out of the guys as they're trying to fill up the cement on him.
Yeah.
That was pretty badass. And I was hooked. But then I've heard the second season, it gets better, but
I never finished the second season.
Neither did I. Which kind of sucks because I gave every other one, even the Defenders, a chance.
Yeah.
But the Punisher, it's after the first season, I'm just I'm not invested. I don't really care. I know there's some cool fight scenes, but
and the thing about the Punisher is what's fun with him is all the violence, basically.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see. You want to see him punishing people. You don't want to see him being all sad and mopey in a bunker.
No, I don't care about that PTSD stuff.
No.
So how would you actually make him interesting? Rather than just being one-dimensional. I know it's fun to see the violence, but this is the MCU, and they're gonna have to have a story with it.
Maybe you bring him in as a hitman or as an assassin, because that's how he's brought in originally,
right? To
take out Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So maybe that's how you bring him in. Is he's trying to take out Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And then maybe has another, that's just one on a list that he has of people that he's going after.
How are you going to actually make him a threat to Spider-Man? Because, he's not even more powerful than, Captain America, the Punisher, right? He's just a human.
Yeah.
He's highly trained.
Yeah. But, in the comic books, he was able to shoot Spider-Man's web as he was swinging on it.
Oh, wow.
That's how good of a marksman he is.
Yeah.
So
he can kind of keep Spider-Man at bay.
Yeah, maybe if he's far enough away, maybe then it doesn't trigger his spider sense, so he doesn't see it coming.
Well, if he's able to take a shot from a half a mile away or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Does the Punisher punish anybody close to Spider-Man? Like Happy Hogan? For stuff that he did in the military? Right? Happy did some shady stuff that he's not proud of. And the Punisher is punishing him for that. He's this guy, now that he's with Iron Man and he's doing all this other stuff, right? Well, now that Iron Man's out of the picture, I can finally take down Happy, who did some shady stuff back in the day. I don't know. Get away from like the whole Happy having a crush on, his...
Yeah. That would be interesting to bring Happy in, have him be part of the whole story instead of just like a side character.
Happy's not so happy when he gets like taken hostage.
Happy's not so happy.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. And
or is he trying to take down all of like S.H.I.E.L.D. or something? Well, but S.H.I.E.L.D's already kind of been disbanded.
Yeah. I mean, he
how
could.
you weave in a military kind of a background.
I don't know. He could go after Nick Fury. He could go after.
Nick Fury's still alive. I'm going to take him out.
You can go after Black Widow. Oh wait, nope.
Nope.
Can't do that. Go after Hawkeye. Go after. There you go. Maybe some of the guys that Hawkeye was taking down in Endgame, some of the Yakuza, maybe they hire Punisher to go get him, work him in that way.
Okay. So then you have to have a team up with Hawkeye and Spider-Man and the Punisher.
That'd be interesting.
That could be really cool, right?
Spider-Man and Hawkeye. That'd be an interesting team up.
Who would be the main... Would you call it like a Punisher movie, or would it be a Hawkeye movie, or would it be a Spider-Man movie?
To bring people in, you'd have to be it'd probably have to be a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I would think.
To kind of fill the seats.
Yeah, or even be like Spider-Man, Hawkeye. Something
would the
like
Punisher be working with anybody else that's actually a bigger, badder threat?
Maybe that's how you bring in Kingpin.
Okay.
Maybe Kingpin's hiring him.
Right.
And maybe that's how you bring back what's his face that was in Daredevil.
Because I feel like Kingpin, I don't know. Do you feel like Kingpin would have a better chance at going fisticuffs like straight on against Spider-Man compared to the Punisher?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Just brute strength wise? Okay.
Because Kingpin is stronger than the Punisher.
Really?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Kingpin is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
They don't really.
How does he get that like strength? Even in like the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you think his bulk is fat. It's not. It's muscle.
Right. Well, okay, those sumo wrestlers, dude, some of them can flex and have a six-pack.
Yeah.
Even though they have a big belly.
Yeah, same kind of thing with Kingpin.
Yeah.
It's all muscle.
Right.
He has I think he says 2% body fat.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So it's like 300-400 pounds of muscle that he has.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a strong, big dude.
So the Kingpin hires him, or the Kingpin's involved somehow?
Hey, maybe, Spider-Man's been working for a while. He's been cleaning up the streets, and he's kind of getting in Kingpin's way of doing business. So he hires the Punisher, to make sure that...
He didn't want to get his hands dirty.
Yeah.
Right?
Doesn't want to get traced back to him, so he hires Punisher to go take care of Spider-Man. Or go take care of... Well, yeah. Go take care of Spider-Man, and maybe just Hawkeye happens to be in New York at the time.
Okay.
I
like that.
I don't know.
Would the Punisher have kind of a good side to him? Or is he straight up just evil this time around?
Punisher's always had kind of a good side to him.
Yeah. He has a code, like whether you agree with his code or not, but he's got a code.
He does have a code,
right?
yes.
Not harming women and children kind of a deal.
Never go after people that are innocent. Only go after people that
deserve it.
They're guilty, yeah.
But this time around, it seems like if we were to go that way, that Kingpin would just hire him, so he's doing it for the money.
It could be. Maybe he's fallen on hard times or something.
Yeah.
He needs the cash. I don't know. That's why I'm not a writer.
To help out with something else, right? He's using the money to, help somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's potential in there.
There's potential. Sure. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. The Golden Girls house is up for sale.
Okay.
So the house that you always saw the exterior of in the show is up for sale. The iconic house featured on the beloved sitcom The Golden Girls is up for sale, according to Variety. This is the first time in 65 years that the Brentwood, California home has been available for purchase.
Wow.
Want to guess what the asking price is?
Where is that?
It's in Brentwood, California.
I'm saying 3.2 million.
Ooh, you were close.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, didn't even look at the article.
Said just a little under 3 million.
Okay. See, I could see that. Like, one of my buddies, his grandma recently, well, like a year ago, passed away, and she had a house in California.
Yeah.
And it was pretty close, like, West LA, and it was going for, and it was like a small podunk. It was like a single level, it was maybe, I don't know, it didn't even have like a really big yard at all.
Yeah.
You could like take a lawnmower and do like 2 strips and you'd be done with it, kind of a deal. And it was going for like 1.2 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so I was thinking that, I'm like, well, probably double, just because of the appeal. And it's a pretty big home.
It's actually not.
Really?
The number of, it's only under about 3,000 square feet.
Oh, wow, okay. Maybe I'm just thinking, like man, it's that whole effect again, all over again, right?
Well,
when the outside.
when they do the interior, it looks a lot bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's rooms for everybody, right?
But that's basically because it was in the show. That's why it's going for so much.
Yeah. So I imagine that one house, like, you know, on some of these other shows, Family Matters,
the Fresh Prince house?
Fresh Prince, yeah.
That's an actual mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one's got to be up in like
5.
I was thinking 20 million.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a big house.
What's the one with the family where it's everybody like all together? The Full House, right?
Full House?
Did they?
They were in that house that was like right next to other houses, right?
Yeah, like in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah. How much? Because that one up for sale too, I think.
I'm just thinking these California homes are gotta be like pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like Betty White should have purchased that house.
She can afford it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what else is she gonna do with her money? Why not keep that house in the family?
Betty White's only going to be around for probably another year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
She's 98.
Yeah. She's breaking 100. She's breaking it.
I'm sure she'll break 100.
Yeah. Well, okay, we said the same thing about Stan Lee. Hugh Hefner.
Yeah. Speaking of which.
Yes.
I think we need to be really careful with our podcast because I think it's turning into our own personal death note.
Yeah.
Remember when we went pretty hard at Grant Imahara?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died.
Oh, geez.
Of a brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
I remember we were always making fun of Val Kilmer.
Uh-huh.
He got throat cancer. So I think we need to be careful. So Brandon Routh?
Yeah.
Watch your ass. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Betty White. We should throw up a poll to see or do something like who thinks Betty is going to crack 100.
I'm guessing she makes it to 101.
Should we take like an over and under? Put like some sort of prize or something on the line?
We can. We're going to have to remember because it's like 3 or 4 years out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe next week. Death Note. Booyah.
That's true. Mention somebody on the podcast.
You just sealed your fate, Betty White. I'm sorry.
So I looked up kind of a list of famous houses and what they're worth.
Mm-hmm.
The Home Alone house.
Yeah.
It is worth, and it's in Chicago, it is worth $1.724 million.
Wow.
A Christmas Story house.
Yeah.
That one is worth a more fairly reasonable $98,000.
Oh, okay. No big deal. Dude, we need to have a petition for some movie or TV show, even if it's like the Breaking Bad house, right? To just use your house as the front, like right here.
That'd be awesome.
It automatically goes up by a couple 100 million.
That'd be great.
Or no, I guess like a couple 100,000.
The Sleepless in Seattle houseboat.
Yes.
This is a houseboat.
Right.
2.5 million.
Wow.
For a houseboat.
Wow.
I guess because, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Here we go. Carrie Bradshaw's apartment in Sex and the City.
Mm-hmm.
It is worth... Going down. Holy crap, $14 million.
No way. Seriously?
$14 million that apartment's worth.
Does it say Fresh Prince? I want to know that mansion.
Let me see. Cameron's house in Ferris Bueller. $1.2 million.
Okay.
Let me look up the Fresh Prince house really quick.
That is just insane. Like, even the vehicles or anything that they use in some of these movies that just go big, they get paid.
Okay, so not as much as I thought. It's only $8.8 million.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
a much more reasonable $8.8 million.
You purposely, throw your neighbors out the front door, like Jazzy Jazz. Ah!
I would have, a little, air mattress or something out there.
Yeah, so you could purposely do that so people could take pictures.
Yeah.
Throwing their friends.
I mean, I would totally capitalize on that. If this house appeared in, a TV show,
yeah,
totally capitalize on it.
You don't think it'd get old pretty quickly? People driving by at all hours of the night, throwing a pizza on top of your roof of your house, right?
I would start charging people.
Yeah.
If you want to actually, come in, I would charge people.
Say you had, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house. dude, you could just $20 a pop to have somebody throw, for you to throw them into a foam pit.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see it. You just take a video.
Take a video, yep.
Yep.
Well, I found, okay. Quick list here. A kind of impromptu list. The Brady Bunch house, $1.8 million.
Mm-hmm.
The Mary Tyler Moore Show house, $1.5 million. The Beverly Hillbillies mansion, $350 million.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Batman's house in the 60s version,
Yeah.
$10 million.
Wow.
The Mama's Family house, $1.8 million. The Happy Days house, $3.5 million.
Oh, here's a good one for you. Okay, the apartment in Friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the original house? What was their apartment numbers?
It was either 2 or 3 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was 4 and 5, but then it switched to the next season
to 19 and 20.
Yeah. Just because, like, where they were at, like, the writers were like, oh,
yeah,
they're higher up.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
The Mork and Mindy house, $2.3 million. The Jeffersons apartment, $1 million.
I would not have guessed the Beverly Hills Billies, their mansion.
$350 million. Yeah.
They struck gold.
Yeah. All in the Family house. Nice. All in the Family house, $680,000. Like we said with the Golden Girls house, this has it listed as $3.6 million.
Okay.
Here you go, Full House.
Mm-hmm.
Located at 1709 Broderick Street in San Francisco, California, $4.6 million.
Oh, I believe it.
It's in San Francisco.
Yeah,
so,
real estate is crazy there.
Yeah. Three's Company, $3.2 million. Who's the Boss house, $1.9 million. The Boy Meets World house, $1.5 million. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Here you go. The Roseanne house, $139,000.
Yeah. Okay.
You can live in that one.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Trying to see.
Malcolm in the Middle house.
Yeah, that was like the least expensive one on that list was Roseanne.
She might be passing away soon too. I'm going to throw that out there to like every celebrity that I don't much care for. Just in case, this whole Death Note theory is correct.
Yeah. Local girl, Roseanne Barr.
Yeah.
He's from here.
Samurai, let's see. Samurai Rabbit, the Usagi Chronicles is finally getting a Netflix based cartoon adaptation. This series has been going on since 1984.
Really?
Yes.
You mean the comic book?
The comic books.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a lone wolf and cub-esque vibe to it. And
It does.
They've always, like, kept it kind of grounded. But they have crossed over with, like, TMNT and some of these other guys.
That's where I first saw Usagi.
Really?
Was Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Usagi Yojimbo.
He's
I thought
kind
he
of
was a cool character.
samurai-esque Jack type character, right? He's got these morals, and he's just a badass with a blade.
Yeah, he's kind of this, like, lone Ronin, just kind of roaming the countryside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's made several appearances with the Ninja Turtles. They know each other well.
Would you have, like, in this animated series, would you have, like, a crossover?
It'd be stupid not to.
Right?
At least one episode crossover with the Ninja Turtles.
Would you cross over with anybody else, like Batman?
No.
And then it kind of gets too cheesy?
Yeah.
Kind of keep it your own thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're not super familiar with the comics, right? Or at least
right.
I'm not. What would you like to see? Would you like them to stay pretty true to the story? Or would you like them to kind of do their own thing and just use that character? Because they can take a lot of liberties with it, but there are a lot of great stories with it. I mean, it's been going on for like 30 plus years, right?
Right.
So they could probably just pick and choose some of these like iconic stories or pivotal moments and turn it into a whole series.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just going around, helping these other people.
Oh, here's something I never knew. Usagi Yojimbo?
Yeah.
Means rabbit bodyguard.
Oh, wow, okay.
Makes sense.
So he's the bodyguard of the emperor or something? He kind of does his own thing?
No, he's just,
This really makes me want to go back and like actually pick this comic up.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's see. I'm just trying to get really quick kind of a history of Usagi.
Yeah.
Correct by saying it is set primarily at the beginning of the Edo period of Japanese history and features anthropomorphic animals replacing humans.
Yes.
The main character is a rabbit Ronin, Miyamoto Usagi, whom Sakai, Stan Sakai, who created him, based partially on the famous swordsman Miyamoto Sashi?
Okay.
Usagi wanders the land of a Musha Shigeo warrior's pilgrimage, occasionally selling his services as a bodyguard. Usagi Yojimbo is heavily influenced by Japanese cinema and has included references to the work of Akira Kurosawa. There we go.
Yeah.
As well as icons of other pop Japanese cinema, such as Lone Wolf and Cub, as you said, Zatoichi,
Mm-hmm.
and Godzilla.
Okay.
As all had influences. Let's see.
That's interesting, Godzilla. I wouldn't have made that connection.
Okay. The books are primarily episodic, with underlying larger plots which create long extended storylines, though there are some novel-length narratives. The stories include many references to Japanese history and Japanese folklore, and sometimes include mythical creatures. The architecture, clothes, weapons, and other objects are drawn with a faithfulness to period style. There are often stories whose purpose is to illustrate various elements of Japanese arts and crafts.
Can you imagine being the artist on this?
Oh,
thinking you only have like a job for like a week. This isn't going to do that well. I don't know if it has much of a chance. And then, dude, you're doing it for like forever. You have a job for life.
So this series has a lot of potential.
Yes.
Like, I could see it being like a Samurai Jack type series where he's wandering and each episode is kind of a different story, but there's an overall story, an overall plot.
Right.
But each one is separate. Like how Samurai Jack was trying to find his way back to the past. Usagi could
Actually, it was back to in the past.
Oh, right, yeah. It was actually the Samurai Jack. That was his actual name.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he could just be wandering the Japanese countryside. He could run into, maybe ninjas.
Yeah.
He could run in, like I said, mythical creatures. I mean, there's a lot of...
There really is. And there's a lot of source material that you have to work with. Yeah. This would be a fun passion project if you loved this and were grown up loving this, right?
I mean, like I said, I've always loved the character, but that's just because I've seen him with Ninja Turtles. I always thought he was cool.
Right.
But I might have to look into these comics. I think it might be kind of interesting.
Right? I feel like you'd almost need to see where you'd need to begin, because obviously you could begin at the beginning, or... I don't know, that's a lot to go through.
Yeah, I'm going to see if maybe I can find some omnibuses of Yojimbo and just start from the beginning.
Sweet.
Yeah, apparently he was named the 31st greatest comic book character by Empire Magazine.
Oh, wow. That's saying there's a lot of characters, and to put him on the list. And it's got to be like, yeah, sure, length plays a part into it, but you've got to have a lovable character. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be more to it than just, like, running time.
And I think his periodic interactions with the Ninja Turtles really helped boost his popularity.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe for one of the, like, upcoming weeks, we'll have to see what that list is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So, the past couple weeks, you have found stories, particularly for me.
Yeah.
Right? Because you knew I'd have stuff to say about it. Well, this week, I did the same for you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Washington NFL team kicks out the R word.
Yeah.
Which, we don't know what it was. I'll just say it was the Redskins.
Yes.
Which is a very racist name.
Even their logo as well.
Yeah. With the stereotypical Indian and, or excuse me, Native American.
Yes.
My bad.
Native.
Native.
Because I guess it could be from anywhere, right?
That's true. But yeah, they said that they were changing their name. This has been an ongoing thing for a while now, if I'm not...
For years.
Yeah.
They've like kind of brought this up, and then it gets shut down, and everybody's like, don't worry about it. But now it's kind of this carpe diem movement, time.
Right.
In society that everybody's like bringing these other things to light, but to a degree, like I know this is like long overdue, but at the same time it feels like I hope they're doing it for the right reasons, right?
And not just
to jump on the bandwagon,
right?
Or to take away from other issues like Black Lives Matter and these other things,
right.
Yeah, I hope they're doing that for the right things. But it was interesting because after this came out, because there's other teams, there's the Braves.
Right, yeah, Atlanta Braves.
There's like 5 or 6 different other teams, sporting teams.
There's the Chiefs.
Yes.
There's even the Warriors.
See, but the Chiefs and the Warriors, those to me, and I know that they have consulted with some of these tribes that are local, that's not a bad... That doesn't come across as offensive.
Really?
Well, because they're warriors and they're braves. They're bravest people amongst them, right? Redskins, definitely that's really offensive.
Okay, so there are the Atlanta Braves, the Chicago Blackhawks, which I think is hockey, right? The Cleveland Indians, that one needs to change. The Edmonton Eskimos, the Kansas City, they say the Kansas City Chiefs, but and then Washington and Cleveland Indians. I forgot about that.
I think it's kind of a case by case kind of a deal.
Yeah.
I feel like they should do something that consult all the tribes that are still around, up and going, right?
Sure.
And then have them pick a name.
Yeah, if they still want to, continue on with the Native American mascot,
the code talkers.
Right.
The Washington Code, you know what I mean?
Right.
Something, because that was a huge, way in which they won the war.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Something that honors them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they could even maybe...
But the Braves straight up said, in an email, that, in a tweet right after, they're just we're not changing it. This is our team. So, yeah, I don't know. You might have to go after these other teams.
Way to go, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Well, okay, the Utes, right?
The Utes! I completely forgot about that.
Right here in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad, though.
No, I mean, that's the name of a tribe.
Right. So could they just the Washington Navajos or something? You know what I mean?
Sure.
The Washington whatever.
Well, I was even thinking maybe name it after a popular or a well-known Native American like Geronimo or Sitting Bull.
Washington Geronimos.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
Huh. Yeah.
The Washington Sitting Bulls, or I don't know. Maybe something along those lines.
But yeah, I really do hope that they're doing it for the right reasons, making this change. It is long overdue, but yeah.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've got one last story for you, and this will take you back to the 90s for sure. The TV show Peter Farrell production is making a full-length film of Wishbone.
Yeah.
It's coming back. And we were talking about this before the episode even started, and you said they had better get a dog that looks identical to this.
That's right, the same type of dog.
Yes. He's got to have his patch over his eye and over... Wait, does he have a brown? Or does he... What kind of ear?
It is a brown patch over his eye.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture of him right now.
The studio and team are taking the 90s television show series Wishbone and doing a feature film with it.
So, for those who don't know, or maybe weren't familiar, Wishbone was a show that was on PBS.
Yes.
Back in the mid-90s, and it was about this dog named Wishbone, and he had a family.
Talking dog,
even though nobody could hear him.
Yeah.
It was like a Stewie Griffin type of thing. Like some people could hear, some people, it was weird. Anyway, and each episode he would tie in a classic novel or a classic tale.
Yes. Like
Family Opera or Cyrano de Bergerac or Robin Hood.
Shakespeare was pretty popular.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
And the dog would be the main character.
Right.
And it was great. It was a great show.
It was educational. At the very tail end, pun intended, nice. He would always have something to say, closing remarks about it, where he's just like, I don't know, it just kind of went full circle. He would open it up, and he'd be sitting in his chair and talking to you, and then you'd go into the episode, and then at the very end, he would then kind of wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
And it was great. It was awesome.
It was a fantastic show.
At least from what we remember, right? When was the last time you actually went back and watched it?
Years and years.
I don't even know if you can see all of it on...
It's got to be somewhere.
Right?
It's got to be somewhere.
Is this too little too late? Because it's been 30 years.
Well, because the 90s are such a big thing right now.
Yeah.
I would say it could be popular within a niche, with our generation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it gonna, win Oscars or something like that?
No. It's gonna be on the same level as Air Bud.
I would hope not.
It was popular.
Yeah, that's true.
The first
that's
one.
true.
And then it went all crazy.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, here's a question for you. How many seasons did the original TV show run?
3 or 5?
2.
2? What?
2 seasons.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
that was it.
That was pretty short-lived.
50 episodes, 2 seasons.
Gone so quickly, but stayed in our hearts.
I'm trying to see what kind of dog Wishbone was.
Is he a healer?
Yeah, or like
terrier?
A terrier? I think he was a terrier.
I don't
Some
know.
kind of terrier.
He was something.
Let's see. He was a Jack Russell Terrier.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could probably find.
What's the story, Wishbone? What you think?
See, I don't remember the theme.
You know it though now, song. Right? Now that it's coming back to you.
No.
No?
I still don't remember. No. Yeah, you can find the episodes are out there. Jump on YouTube. The episodes are there.
Wishbone.
Yeah, it was. I wanted that dog so bad.
What's the story, Wishbone? What's this you're dreaming of? Such big imagination on such a little bug. What's the story, Wishbone?
Oh yeah.
You think it's worth
Oh yeah.
Kinda seems familiar.
This is my jam.
Story from my book.
Shake a leg now, Wishbone.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 2 seasons though. Wow.
Yeah, only 2 seasons. Yeah, Wishbone himself was played by several dogs because they probably died.
Yeah.
He was played by Soccer, Slugger, Shiner, Phoebe, and Bear.
Oh wow.
He was 5 different
5
different dogs.
Did they have to paint any of them?
I'm sure they did.
Was there any dog cruelty?
I don't know cruelty, but they probably did paint him up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
he has to go to makeup each episode before he gets his wardrobe on.
Yeah.
Was it even a he or a she in some of the seasons?
Because
you said Phoebe.
It was probably a she. I mean, I never looked that closely.
Yeah.
I think occasionally you see Wishbone's bone.
Yeah.
Every now and again, but I didn't notice when he didn't have one.
She's got to get like a strap on. They just glue a little, a little red rocket.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm trying to see here.
Wait, you're looking for his bone?
No, I'm not looking.
I'm trying to see here. What the hell? What's on your search history there, Troy?
I'm trying to find more information about dogs. I don't know. I'd have to probably look it up, but yeah.
Blast from the past.
Yeah. That was good. I mean, I hope they do the show justice.
Yes.
Because it was a fantastic show, and yeah. I'll go see it.
Bring back all the memories.
I'll go see it.
If theaters are open, right?
Right. Oh, speaking of that.
Did you go to a movie?
I'm going to the drive-in on Tuesday.
Okay.
I already bought my ticket.
So wait, but you haven't gone to the drive-in in
years,
right?
Years, probably a decade or more. But I know we had talked about it, and I kind of poo-pooed the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about it because I saw Sean Ray's post. He said just got back from the drive-in, saw Trolls, and I thought that's kind of late to be. Then it clicked. Like, wait a second. Drive-in movies start late.
Right.
They start when the sun goes down.
Yeah. Well, because it's like 1 in the morning 1 or 2 in the morning when you leave the drive-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I looked at our local one, and the first one starts
9:40?
9:25.
Okay.
And guess who's usually headed to work at 9:25? This guy.
Right.
So it's perfect.
Okay.
I thought, why didn't I think of this before?
Right? Because you're already up anyways.
Yeah, I'm already up. I can still get all my sleep that I usually get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about dying from COVID because I'll be in my car.
Right.
I can bring all my own food. It'll be fine.
Perfect plan.
Yeah.
I would, however, recommend, like, if you're going to go, make sure your battery's perfectly fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen quite a few people, like, their cars just die on them. A lot of people will even bring, like, their own portable, just an older radio, battery powered one.
I might do that, actually.
Right?
Now I'm thinking about it. Or maybe I can find, like, an FM app or something on my phone.
Okay.
Maybe I can get a local and just do it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Would they be able to scan all of the stations? Because they're pretty precise on which ones
That's true.
to use.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Oh.
Look into it.
Roll down your window. You can probably hear somebody else there and there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to debut a brand new segment.
Yes.
On the show right now. This will be an ongoing segment. And we're calling it Crash Course.
Oh, I see.
Now, this is going to be crash courses into certain subjects and topics and things that not everybody might be in the know of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and these are going to be like a quick 10-minute, like, bullet points. You know, we're not going into detail or anything.
Right. If you want any additional information, you'll have to do your own research or, or you already know.
So this week what we're going to do is AJ is going to give me a crash course in football.
Yes.
Because it's not something that I am familiar with at all. And then next week, I'm going to return the favor and give him a crash course in pro wrestling.
Sweet. I like this. Hopefully you, along with the listeners, will learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's a nice refresher course because the season is starting up soon. It's going to be kind of like a skewed, different season. But as far as like the NFL as we once knew it,
right.
This is what it was.
And just so you guys know, we want your participation. So if there's something that you would want to know a crash course in,
right,
or about, it doesn't necessarily have to be geek and nerd related. That'd be easier for us.
Right.
But yeah, if there's just a particular topic you want to know, like the basics of, let us know.
And we'll do our research.
We'll cover it, yeah.
And cover it up, yeah.
All right, let's get started.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So, the league has 32 teams, which are split into two conferences. You've got the AFC, American Football Conference, which is the AFC, and you've got the National Football Conference, which is the NFC.
First question.
Yes.
How are they divided up? Because I know with NBA, you have the East and the West, and that's easy,
right,
to figure out how are the teams divided, who plays where.
Pretty similar. You'll have a lot of teams. So in the NFC, you'll have like the Vikings and the Packers and the Lions.
What does NFC stand for?
So the NFC is National Football Conference.
Okay.
So you've got the AFC and the NFC. So they're typically, it's like teams that are close by each other because they're going to have to play each other 2 times per year. So it makes it a little bit easier for travel if they're close by each other.
Okay.
All right. So, you've got the AFC and the NFC, which they're, the 16 teams in each conference are split into North, East, South, and West divisions. So every division has 4 teams.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. All right.
Kind of breaks it down. So, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a winner from each one of those conferences that's going to go on to the playoffs.
And there's only 4 teams per conference.
Correct. There's a North one, in Northeast, South, and West, and on each side. So there's 16 and 16 teams, right? And then within those, they're broken up into 4 groups.
Okay. I got
and
it.
then they're called the AFC North. the AFC West, the AFC East.
Okay.
And then you've got the NFC East, NFC North, and that's how they're kind of like broken up to. So like I was talking for that for the reference earlier. So that's the NFC North because Minnesota is up north, right? So that's how they kind of like break it up into regions.
All right.
Okay. So let's see. During the season, each team will play 4 preseason games, which are kind of pointless. And then they have 16 regular season games to decide who goes through to the playoffs.
16?
16 games.
So each team plays 16 games.
Correct.
That doesn't seem like much.
So their record, yeah, but like where it's once a week, and then they also have a bye week where they don't play 1 week.
Okay.
So I mean,
so I was gonna say
lengthy. It's a couple months.
I guess that's true.
And then you finally get into playoffs, and then that's broken up, and then there's a week gap between it, and then you've also got, like the, before the Super Bowl, there's also the All-Star game and weekend. I don't know. So it's a lengthy period. It's like,
All right, because I'm just comparing the NBA because that's what I know best.
Right.
Like
where they've got 100-something plus games.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But they're playing like they'll have a back-to-back, and then same with like baseball where they play 100-something games. But when being in a football game is like being in a car accident. Like each game that you play is like you're in a collision where they're like having to take ice baths and stuff. That's why I think that the first 4 games, because you get to see some of the like other players and they put in another string, but they don't have your main players, your main team. They don't have those guys play very much. They play like maybe 1 set of downs, and that's all you see of them. So I really feel like those games are kind of pointless.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I guess it's a way for them because they have been like playing each other and they have been just practicing. That this is a way for them to like get into the swing of things. So when they actually start the regular season, then they hit the ground running.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
So let's see. And 16 regular seasons games to decide who goes to the playoff.
Right.
In total, 12 teams qualify with the playoff seeds, determined by their position in their respective divisions. So each one of the, the AFC North, they have a team. The AFC West has a team. Whoever wins the division, and if there were to be like a tiebreaker, you would just go off of the games that they played within their 4 teams. Right? So if you had the same record, so say the Vikings and the Packers had the exact same record, but the Vikings beat the Packers twice, then they would be the top of the division.
Okay.
They would push the other team out.
Okay, got it.
Which, it kind of sucks. Like, they need to do something. I feel like they need to do something to change it up, because you'll have a team like the Cowboys that they will have a record of 8-8, and, these other teams that have won like 12, 12-4.
Yeah.
And they won't make it to the playoffs because their division's a harder division, right? So you have like teams that like don't have to do much that still go on and get a playoff position because the rest of their groups suck.
Is that why people hate the Cowboys so much?
Yeah, because they've got one of the weakest, easiest divisions. They can make it to the playoffs every year, but they're not really having to compete.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why I feel like they should just take the teams with the best records. Grab these 12 teams and with the best records, and then have them play.
Oh, all right.
But
okay,
that's a side tangent. Okay, so there are 4 15-minute quarters with a halftime to split them. Each team has 4 attempts or downs to go 10 yards and get a first down. And another set of downs, right?
Okay.
Is that pretty clear?
I think so.
So you have a first, second, third, and fourth down.
I'm familiar with that.
And you have to try to go 10 yards. Move the chains, because they have those chains on the sides that like you go every 10 yards.
Right. Okay.
That's why they'll bring the chain out every once in a while to see if they've actually gone exactly 10 yards.
I'll take your word for it. I've never seen the chain.
Okay.
All right.
So, penalties can advance, impair, or retreat the placement of the football. right? Whether they get like a horse collaring, the pass interference, offsides. There's a number of different calls that can affect. That's why you'll see first and 15. So say they get a penalty on first down, then they get knocked back 5 yards or 10 yards or 15 yards, whatever the penalty is, and then they still have to go those 15 yards plus 10 yards in order to get a first down.
Right. Okay.
Wherever that point is, you still have to make it up, right?
Got it.
So if you do get a penalty, like say the other team gets a penalty, the defense gets a penalty, then you move the ball forward 5 yards. So now you only have to go 5 yards to get a first down.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll determine where the placement is of the football.
Okay.
The ball is turned over to the other team if they don't get the aforementioned, but the team with the football can kick off to the other team. So Team A can kick off to Team B on their fourth down attempt to give the opponents a worse field position and further distance to go before getting a touchdown. So on your fourth down, rather than like trying to go for it, like fourth and like, if you have to go 15 yards and fourth down, it's pretty difficult to do.
Right.
So they'll kick the ball off to the other team. Then the other team grabs it and runs forward and gets tackled. And then that's where they start their heading towards a touchdown.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Points are as followed. A touchdown is worth 6 points, but they are given an opportunity for 1 additional point by kicking a field goal.
For a total of 7.
Correct.
Right, okay. I knew that.
Mm-hmm. Or they can attempt to go for 2 points following the touchdown.
That I didn't know.
So they start, I believe it's like 10 yards back. They can... Well, because if you need 1 additional point to beat them, say they scored 7 points and the game's about to end and you just scored a touchdown, rather than kicking a field goal and getting 1 point to tie up the game before it ends, and then you go into overtime, they go for 2 points. They start like 10 yards back, I believe it's like 10 yards back from the touchdown, and then... they can throw, pass, do whatever they like, run the ball, do whatever they have to try to get back into the end zone to get 2 points.
Right.
So then they would be 7-8. That's what the score would be.
Right. Okay.
Okay. If the team doesn't score a touchdown but still wants points, they can attempt a 3-point field goal within their 4 downs. But if they don't make the ball, it's turned over to the other team at the point of the attempt.
So no matter what down they're in, if they try for that 3-point, they don't make it, it's turned over to the other team.
Where they kicked the ball from.
Okay.
So if you're trying to kick a 50-yard field goal, then they're going to get pretty good, like the other team's going to get the ball on a pretty good spot.
Right.
But
okay.
If you make the... say you make the field goal and you get those 3 points, then you have to kick off to the other team, and then they start theirs.
Okay.
But you could do it whatever down you wanted to attempt a field goal for 3 points. There is one other thing. It's a safety, which gives you 2 points if you tackle or sack a team in their own end zone. So say you get a couple of penalties and you're backed up to your own end zone.
Mm-hmm.
The end zone's right behind you, and you go to throw the ball, but you back up a little bit, and one of the defenders tackles you in the end zone. You get 2 points, and the defense gets the ball.
Okay.
They get it kicked off to them, and then they start.
Right. Okay.
So that's the only other way to get any points. And that is it in a nutshell.
Okay. Let me see if I have any questions here. Okay, what are the different positions on a football team, and what is their job?
So you've got the quarterback, which he obviously throws the ball, or he dictates, he kind of calls the plays.
Kind of the captain of the team.
The captain of the team,
right,
exactly. Right. Then you've got wide receivers that are out, usually on the wings or out further on the sides, and they're running to catch the ball.
Okay. They're running to catch. Okay.
You've got your front line that protects the quarterback.
Those are the big guys.
Exactly.
Really big dudes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then you've got other positions like tight end, which those guys they're still by the front line, but they're just a little bit off to it, the side. So they can catch the ball, or they can block. They can do multiple different things. You've also got a running back, which is typically he's placed behind the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So the quarterback gets the ball hiked to him. He takes a couple of steps back, passes it off to the running back, and then he tries to run the ball.
Okay.
So that's on the offense. You do also have the defense, which there's the defensive line. And then, so you've got a wide receiver, but you've also got a defensive back that's going to be like trying to block the wide receiver from scoring.
Okay.
And you've got you've got quite a few. Then you do have, each team also has a kicker. Each team does have 52 players.
Right.
They can only have 11 out on the field at one time, but they pretty much have a backup player for everybody.
Right,
and then they have 4 backup quarterbacks, just in case. Because they're the ones that are most likely. That's what the team's trying to do, is sack the quarterback, because then they have to, that's where they hike, that's where their next down takes place, is wherever the quarterback was sacked.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, do I have any other questions?
Oh, there is also special teams, which those guys are, when you kick the ball off to the other team, you have 11 players, so 10 that are running down and trying to stop the guy so he doesn't get better field position when he grabs the ball to run it back.
Okay.
Those guys just run down there and hit everybody and try to get to to get to the guy.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't think I have any questions. No, that actually helps me out quite a bit, because football's always been extremely confusing to me.
Yeah, which you had to go to in high school, some of these games, but you're just what the heck's going on? Who are we? Yeah. So that's why they'll say 4th and short. They only have to go less than 3 yards, because each one of those hash marks is 3 yards.
Okay.
On a football field.
Okay.
So it's to get to end zone before, not counting the end zones, because they're about they add a length to it. I think they're 10 to 20. I don't know. They're I want to say it's 10 yards. But each one of those hashes is 3 yards, so it's 300 feet.
Okay. What in football would be the equivalent of a foul in basketball?
So if you grab, say a running back grabs the ball and he's running with it, if you were to grab onto his, this is a pretty big one. If you grab onto the back of his shoulder pads, his collar, it's called horse collaring, which that can you can get seriously injured from that.
Right.
If there is also a helmet to helmet injury, when you tackle somebody, you're supposed to put your shoulder into the player. You're not supposed to lead with your helmet. That causes injury to yourself, and then it also could potentially hurt the other guy as well.
Right.
So you can't, that's called targeting, where you just dive at the dude with your helmet, which some people kind of do that. But if you were to hit, say you tackle a person and you hit your helmet to their helmet, that's a huge penalty, because that could cause concussion and serious damage. Their main goal is they have made it a little bit, there's more penalties, especially if you hit the quarterback, and because he's kind of defenseless, dude. He's looking down the field, throws the football, and then he gets hit by somebody. If he doesn't have the ball in his hands and a player hits him, unless it was within a split second, the guy's diving at him and he can't really stop his, his progression. They don't usually call that. But if he clearly, throws the ball and then you hit into him after, then there's a penalty as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When you, like, initially with the wide receivers, when they get off the line, you can kind of like jockey with the other player, but it's only within the first couple of yards. Then you have to like you have to give them the right of way, and you have to just kind of defend them. If you're a defender that jumps up to take the ball and to grab it away from them to intercept it, but you're not looking at the ball and you strictly just hit the player, that's a penalty as well, because you're not really playing the, what they call is playing the ball. You know, you're not actually looking at the ball trying to like make a play on the ball.
You're just shoving people.
Exactly. You're just shoving the wide receiver out of the way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's there's some other ones, like if you're offsides or if you jump the line. Quarterbacks will do this a lot of the times. They'll try to pretend to hike the ball, and then if the other team, you know, the defense jumps off the line initially, then they'll blow the whistles, but the play's not dead. All the time. So that's why they'll get those 5 yards for that penalty, but then they'll also try to make a play because then they get more yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is that thing that quarterbacks are yelling?
Down, set, hike?
And all the numbers and stuff. Is that like calling the play?
Calling the play, yeah.
Okay.
So he'll, like, a lot of the times they'll have a play, like a list on their wrist, or they'll just have them all memorized, and they change them up weekly because you'll get other teams that will kind of like listen for it. So Tom Brady was really big for this. He'd be like, Omaha, which meant there's a blitz coming. I need you guys to, rather than run out, this kind of changes up the play to where, you know, those tight ends that I was talking about, they'll stay back and block. If he yells like Omaha, or if he yells like Tango, or whatever, right? That means stop what you're like, cancel that play and we'll go to this default play, or we'll go to this. Or if he says like blue 290, that could mean like he's going to throw it to whatever, this, you know, blue 80, he's going to be throwing it to number 80. Mm-hmm. Like they have different cadences and it means different things, but it's true, like, because they've had so many years, like 50 plus years to finite this, they're looking for any edge or any advantage that they can. So they'll run through these play throughout the week as they're training for a specific team, because they know who they're going to be playing the next week. They'll come up with a play scheme that's going to work for them. But yeah, the quarterback will yell out plays. Like if he needs to make adjustments, he's got that, like he'll do that. Okay. But he can't really be like, they're blitzing me, like I need you guys to stay back, do this. Right. Like they've got to have like certain like just things. But yeah, the quarterback also does have like an earpiece. So if there's some guy up in the booth up higher that he's communicating with him, he's like, they're running this type of play. This means you're going to have your best wide receiver go against their worst guy. Then, you know, they're looking down at the game and being like, oh, it's going to not be an even matchup, right? This guy's going to have the advantage. Your player's going to have the advantage. So do this play.
Okay. And
then, you know, you'll most likely get more yards.
Okay.
So you do have the head coach that's kind of like, you know, calling the timeouts and doing adjustments and saying who's going in and out. But then you also do have like different coordinators, you know, defense, like, because it depends on what the quarterback's really good. I mean, or what the coach is really known for. If he's a defensive minded player, you know, and he knows the defense really well, he might say, I want to like work strictly with the defense, and then I need like an offensive coordinator. I need somebody else to help me out with these things that I'm weak at, that I'm not as good with.
Huh. Okay. All right. Wow. A lot more nuance and thought that goes into football than I originally realized.
That's why there was such a big scandal with like Tom Brady and Deflategate.
Right.
Is because like they deflated the balls a little bit, which means you have a better grip, which means you can throw it further, right? There's also, I know like the Patriots are pretty well known for trying to videotape the competition and like watch what they're doing, you know, to get any type of advantage and edge. This is how like crazy and eccentric they can get. The Denver Broncos, if you ever go to like Mile High Stadium, they have you have to provide certain amenities to the team that comes to your locker, but like by law you only have to provide like one ice bath, and you only have to provide like, so they give them the bare minimum. right? Where the other team has got like these lavish, like, I mean, millions of dollars that they spend just like taking care of their players, right?
Right.
In the opposing locker. They'll even like change the carpet to make it look like to have carpet on the ground that makes you kind of get dizzy or nauseous.
Wow.
And then they'll post signs everywhere in the locker room that says like, hey, higher elevation may cause, these different side effects.
Right.
Like just to kind of get in their head. It's a mental game as much as it is a physical game. It's it's kind of crazy what they'll do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one last question. Your Mount Rushmore of greatest football players.
Ooh.
Who would you put up there?
Dang, that is way difficult. As much as I'm not too familiar. Like I've been watching the game for years, and the Vikings are kind of like my go-to team.
Right.
But as far as like, I'd have to put up Adrian Peterson, and he was a running back
for
the Vikings.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd probably have to say
Minnesota.
Tom Brady. For quarterback, I mean, there's a lot of really good Cam Newton, even Aaron Rodgers, and some of these guys. They're really good, but he's won a lot of championships, dude. He's. I'm trying to think of like different positions. Wide receiver. Beckham's really good. Man, I'd have to give this some thought. Like, there's a lot of different players, and it's easy for me because, like, I typically just follow the Minnesota Vikings, that it's difficult for me to be like, well, there's a lot of other good players out there. But I'd have to have a running back. I would have to have a quarterback, a wide receiver, and then maybe a defensive player or something.
All right, well, we'll think about it. And then next week,
I'll give you my answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then, okay. One final question.
Yes.
Why the Vikings? Why Minnesota?
My dad is originally from Minnesota, from St. Paul, and we go back there all the time. And my brother and I, we've gone to quite a few of their games.
Oh.
We grew up like loving the Vikings. But then like recently, as of like 3 years ago, my dad's like, I think I also like the Broncos. I'm like, you damn traitor. Like, so it really pisses like our whole family off because he'll be cheering for like the Broncos and he has like no affiliation with them. And the reason that I hate the Broncos is because we have to watch their games every week, whether they're playing like a shitty team or not. We have to watch them because Utah, that's the closest professional team to us.
Right.
So they'll show us all these stupid games that don't really matter to us at all. But I hate the Packers because they're the Vikings' rivals and they're in the same division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Green Bay.
Yeah. I have seen the Vikings and the Packers play a couple of times together as well. Those are typically the games that I like going to. It's kind of like Ben Lomond and Ogden High. Even though they might not be the best teams, like that rivalry, they're going to bring their A game and they're going to there's a lot of heart that goes into this game.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of like fans on both sides that are like passionate. Yeah.
It was like the Jazz and the Bulls there for a while.
Right. Now who is the Jazz? Who are their rivals? Do they have a rival anymore?
Not that I can think of. No.
Right?
Not really.
Everybody hates the Lakers.
And the Warriors.
Yeah.
Everybody hates Golden State.
Yeah.
Maybe Denver.
Okay.
Like I said, they're the closest to us.
Mm-hmm.
So
but that used to be like back in the day.
Well, yeah, back in the day. Now, yeah, I don't know now.
Yeah.
We've always had issues with the Timberwolves.
Yeah, for whatever reason. Like, you have a great season, then they have your number.
Tear through us.
Mm-hmm.
Them. See, I'm saying us. I hate when people do that.
Us,
them.
Our team. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, cool. That was enjoyable. I like that.
There you go. Next time that we're doing this, professional football or professional wrestling, right?
Professional wrestling. Yep. Okay. Pro wrestling.
All right.
It's something that, like football, is something I'm very familiar with that maybe you're not so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Along with our listeners.
Yeah. Okay. So, here's where you can find us. You can listen to all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, and CosmicPotatoNetwork.com. On the social medias, we're at Facebook.com/WorldWarGPodcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at WWG Podcast. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. You can also call the show at any time at 385-240-1692. That'd be a good way to leave a message and let us know something you'd want to crash course in. So, this has been World War G episode 276. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends. Wash your hands. Don't be a racist dick. And wear a mask when you go out in public.